My name is Makubu, aka the Big Daddy. Today again, second episode, to what we call the University of Ngwane football. In Kokosami, Ngwane, once again, we are reacting to Orlando Pirates being thrashed by Mamelodi Sundowns by 4-1. We wanted to shoot the video after the game and he ran away from me. Ngwane, also create in fact on a Sunday.
All is well now. We went to church and our nerves are calm now and we can face the reality. So yeah, I'm ready today. Don't worry.
Ngwane mfethu sisiqale ekuqaleni. We are in this game of Sundowns. You know you don't have the best left back in the country, which is Oli Sanda. You also on Sikukune game, Usesane got injured. You know Usaleng has his own issues at the moment. It's currently not playing. You get into the game, you find out Ukuthi Istata Sako Esiumbata is also not coming to this particular game. He's injured as well. So you've got 4 key players. When you looked at the lineup, did you have any hope you're going to beat Sundowns?
I don't want to lie. I do not have any hope, looking at the first 11 and also the bench, which is made up of about, let me say, the 18 on the bench. And when I was looking at it, I said, we stand no chance because I'm looking at plan A to say, okay, but it's not where Dlamini is playing. Is Dlamini a player that is going to help us against the ball? And the answer was simple. It's no. Without the ball, Dlamini and Masonga are not going to help you that much. So you only had one player which is key at the center to do your dirty job, and that is only Umakawu. Now, on top of that, you also have a new defender, not new practically, but someone who just came back from an injury, who hasn't played the full 90 minutes. And you're like, is he going to make sure that he plays very well and he does every job very well? And you're like, you have your doubt as a supporter to say, he's not going to give you his 100% because he's not fit yet. So he's going to be the target. So from there, you knew that we're just against the odds. And then you're looking at the bench now to say, if plan A is not working, what is it that we can do from the bench? And when you look at our bench, we can easily see that our bench was not up to there. We've got a bench that is full of players, but are those players capable to win you a match or to change you a match? And the answer is simple, it's no. Because I can mention all those players. Are the players that can start a match in a Mamelodi Sundowns lineup or in an Orlando Pirates lineup or in a Kaizer Chiefs or SuperSport United lineup? No, they won't start you any match. So they show that whole 18 is not players that can you win a match against Mamelodi Sundowns. Look at the absentees that you were speaking about of Saling and also Umbata and also Sesane and Unga. You could easily see that we're short of the legs and experience and quality compared to Mamelodi Sundowns.
So, Ngwane, you've got 37 players, my brother, that are registered for Orlando Pirates. Are you saying to me, without 4 players, you have a problem? Does that mean you are telling me that you don't have the quality to compete against Sundowns?
2 words, very simple, quantity and quality. When Sundowns was signing Adams, they were raising their level to be much closer to winning the league and to reach the final of the Champions League. And then yet you're an Orlando Pirates team. We don't even sign a winger that is going to make sure that if a if Mfukeng on Costa, they're not giving you 100%, you've got to plan B, or you've got a winger that come to the game and win you the game. You don't sign that wing. You see that your midfielder, sometimes you need to boss it and control the game. With Tumbata and Umakauna, you are not getting that. You also don't sign any midfielder, which is maybe more of a central attacking midfield. And that shows you what the idea was not up to par with the standards that are required to win you the league, and also to come make you become more closer to reach the final of the CAF Champions League. Now, one gets to wonder what on all those 37 players, and you believe in one starting level. the legs are going to catch up with the players. The minutes and the fatigue is going to catch up. What is it that you have on your bench? Because if you look at those players that are on the bench, all those 37 players, you only have 15 players that you are guaranteed that they can win you a match. But from there, you've got nothing. When I say 15, I'm including Musale, Munda, Usesane, Ulebito, yes, those players to add on the starting level. Those are players that can only win you a match. But the rest, it's quantity. It's players that are just a backup option if you are playing against Baroka or if you are playing any NFT or APC in Type League. It's not the players that can match the standard of Mamelodi Sundowns or Al Ali or any team that is on the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
I hear you, Ngwane. Let's go back to the game, Ngwane. What is it that Sundowns did for them to be able to thrash Orlando Pirates by 4-1? Because there's a lot of detail, in this particular game, and for me was just that three-man press, that did not allow Orlando Pirates to play, which was a V shape, which was made of Ribeiro, Shaluli, Lorenas, that stopped Orlando Pirates from playing their usual build-up, but end up roof one football. For you in this particular game, also the midfield, I honestly think Sundowns bossed that midfield with the boy that came in from Stennis, and then you had Teboho as well as Alende. The triangle that they were forming, at times they would turn the triangle upside down, with Ulokuzan, Mokoena being at the bottom, and then Bonababe in the front. Sometimes also dropper, Alende, and then they're straight. Sometimes they will be staggered, in that midfield, and they bossed that midfield. They did not allow Maswangai to do anything, Urele to do. Urele, they had a plan. Whenever he had the ball, they always had Umrena with him. There was always Ulokuzan. There was always Mokoena as well. That was covering and ensuring good. If he cuts inside, he finds the traffic inside. But for you, what made Sundowns in this particular tick and score 4 goals and embarrassed the biggest institution in South Africa?
Yeah, I think you've just mentioned how Sundowns playing well against the ball. Now, let me tell you what they did well with the ball. When you look at how they scored all those goals, those are not goals that were created from the goalkeeper to the strike. It's the goals that were created trying to make sure that you capitalize on the weaknesses of your opponents. Because those goals, especially the goals, it's the transition football, the quick transition, which I think Coach Cardoso has compared to run that. When we win the ball, we must make sure that we capitalize on the space that they leave behind, which I think Pirates were going to capitalize on those spaces because when I look at the lineup and I see Umrena and Umtim, I'm like, okay, allow them to come to you. They are not strong defensive. You can always capitalize on the holes that are going to leave behind. But it was vice versa because whenever Sundowns got the ball, they were able to know that Van Rooyen especially will come to the center. So whenever you get the ball, you must run to our right-hand side, which is the left side of Mamelodi Sundowns, where was also supporting. Was supporting the right side of Orlando Pirates. So now, with the space, that was the weakness of Pirates. And then if you look at all those goals, Van Rooyen is nowhere to be seen. And then to be seen, he's not even appearing on the pictures. This is Van Rooyen running with the ball or trying to make sure that he closes the speed. That's why we told he was exposed. Because now, alone, trying to do the leg. Once they beat you, Makaula, there is no cover. You are left with 2v2 or 2v3, and we know Van Rooyen is no longer there. So they capitalized on the space on our right back because they knew that Van Rooyen is going to come inside. And once he come inside, we're going to play wide. And once he play wide, they play on our right hand side. That is where they scored a lot of goals. You look at the run of Ribeiro on the second goal. You look at also the run of Reiners on the third goal where he got the ball and play a cut back to Lorraine. You look at the last goal again, he's nowhere to be seen. So that is the space they exploited with Van Rooyen coming inside and trying to attack his space because they knew which is the weakness and also the cover. The center back that is going to cover is Upu, who's not that much faster. So they capitalized on our weakness, especially on the right hand side. That is where they created a lot of opportunities. So that's where I think Sundowns with the ball, they had quick transitions. They did not want to keep the ball so much on their feet so that we are able to recover and close the spaces. They made sure that once we open the space, they attack that space and capitalize on those chances. That is why you see all their goals. It's like it was a counter-attacking football. But they analyzed very well which Pirate is going to open that hole, and that is where we should operate, especially Ribeiro, which he must operate on that space and allow Shalulile now to come inside and he must go wide, with the ball. But against the ball, Shalulile is going to press wide and Ribeiro is going to play as a false nine. And then they do those interchanges to make sure that they exploit the space on our right hand side.
No. Ngwane, you are telling me some very, very interesting facts, because if you look at Diano, they attack more on his side more often. And if you look at him, he was more closer to the center back as opposed to being on the right hand side to attack. But again, I felt Hoto did not come back, even if he drifted into midfield, to allow him to go on the side and be able to deal with Shalui. That was the problem. Also, they relied on Orlando Pirates' weaknesses. They know on set pieces Orlando Pirates is terrible, and they played balls they played balls inside the box, and Orlando Pirates crashed. They know Pirates at some point they will switch off, especially with their rest defense, and they caught them. But what I want to hear from now, I don't want you to explain who's winning this league. 15 games played. We're almost halfway through. I think the Santos has played 15, if I'm not mistaken. Who's taking this league, Ngwane?
Right now, the favor is on Mamelodi Sundowns side. I'll put it like that, Guti. The odds are favoring Mamelodi Sundowns. Given Guti, some people we are competing against, and they are not losing any match, and now they made sure that we're going to beat our competitors, because now they are capable of winning all the matches with the so-called lower side. So now, if we want to win this league, we must beat them, beat the ones that are competing with us, so that whatever that happens, the league is decided on 6 points. So if Sundowns win their both games against us, and both of us were able to win all the games against the rest of the teams, then they know that they've got a good chance to win the league. Now, if we fail to beat the people that we are competing against, which is Mamelodi Sundowns, that shows that Sundowns is going to win all the matches, hence they are called the point machines. They collect all the points. And we've been trying to do that. But if we can't even get a draw against Mamelodi, that should give us a worry to say we not able to beat the people we are competing against, so they are favorite to win the league. And for now, I'm just gonna be straightforward, as painful as it is, that Sundowns are favorite to win the league. But I said at the beginning of the season, I'll judge Paraton based on two things. Are they going to win the league? If not, are they able to close the gap? Remember last year, the gap was about 15 points. But if you're able to close the gap, and we see that we've been doing very well, then it's similar to what Arsenal have been suffering for. That the gap between them and Manchester City has been 1.5 points. That shows that everything is okay. Just that the person you are competing against is someone that is a peak at the moment. So it becomes difficult for you to catch up with them. So now we can see that we are doing very well, but it's worrying that we can't win against them. Say from 2020, we are unable to win against them in the league, not in the cup.
Yo, Ndota, head to head, it was very scary that Orlando Pirates have not won. I think, if I'm not mistaken, out of 5 games, they have not won. I think Sundowns won 4, something like that. That's very scary. So they came into this game favorites. In closing, one, how does Orlando Pirates pick up the pieces right now and move forward and at least ensure that they win the Nedbank Cup? They also go in Champions League, and actually make an impact, or see how far they can go, because they've got a surprise element there. And also ensuring that they still keep running behind the Sundowns, because you don't want to let the gap become too big. You can't afford to lose games. How does Orlando Pirates move back? Short and fetch in closing.
Yeah, don't lose your identity. We must not lose our identity. We must not change how we play, because that's who we are. Unfortunately, we do not have our best players on the starting level, especially that will give us a balance. We look at the introduction of Uklogi. Maybe we need Unda, or if because of Cesar, we don't know when he's going to be back. So we need Unda to come back so that we can play our best football at the back. We also need either Umsele, Kulmen Musele, or we need to Resebucha to replace Sumbata if Sumbata is injured. We don't know the score. And I feel like Pirates are disappointing us when it's come to that teaching of giving us the explanation of the absence of certain players. This is our team. We deserve every right to know what is happening with a certain player. Why is that player not on the bench, especially on the bench or on the starting level? So they must give us those proper details. It's our team, it's not their team. And then lastly, I think we must make sure that when they come back, we go back to our strong 11, which will include the like of Unda, the likes of either Ura Sebocha or Rumbata or Rumkudman Musele when he comes back. And on our take, we've got Salih when he speak, because they must solve that issue as soon as possible. We need our Salih. And we're going to continue winning the games. Remember, we still have a second leg against Mamelodi Sundowns. We still have a second leg against Kaizer Chiefs. So not all is doomed. Must keep on doing very well. We've got a game in hand, which will give us a gap of 6 points. And then if we keep on performing how we've been performing, we must forget about this game and move on. We've still got a better chance when our A players come back all of.
We need our Saleng. That's what I got out of this one. Bafethu, thank you so much for watching this episode. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also ensure that you go on TikTok every Monday 9 to 12, as well as Wednesday 9 to 12 for the TTB show with Ulindo Pep. And all the technocrats who may dissect the game, may pick up. Danko.